Selling on Amazon versus Shopify, which is the better e-commerce platform to launch and scale your business? Let's talk about that in today's video. I want to specifically go into the pros and cons of both Amazon FBA and Shopify. We've been doing both of these for quite a while, and so I want to share some things that we've learned and some other factors that are really going to influence the decision that you are making on which platform to choose. And you want to be careful here because I've seen a lot of people make a mistake where they end up choosing the wrong platform and they do Shopify when maybe they should have done Amazon, or they do Amazon when they probably should have done Shopify. It really does depend on a variety of factors that I'm going to be sharing. Let's get started here with this. And the biggest thing that you need to understand here on the differences between Amazon FBA and just selling on Amazon in general versus Shopify is that Amazon is what we call a marketplace and Shopify is what we call a standalone store. This is one of the biggest differences. With Amazon, it's very similar to things like eBay or Etsy or Depop, where the customer is already on the platform. They already trust the platform, and so therefore, they're doing a lot of basically the marketing for you. The customer's already there and they just have to go and buy your product. So it's a marketplace. You don't own the actual website. You don't own the storefront. You're just selling on that. On Shopify, you really do own everything, and so you own your site and they're just doing all the back end for your website. So that's the biggest difference between the two, and I think a lot of people are already aware of that, but I just wanted to get that out of the way here. All right, so what I'm going to do is share reasons why you might want to consider Amazon and then 5 reasons why you may want to consider Shopify. So let's start off with Amazon here, and the first one is that yes, you really don't need to do a lot of marketing. In fact, Amazon is the 3rd largest search engine in the world behind Google and YouTube. We have Amazon. So millions of people are searching on Amazon every single day. Over 50% of adults in the US have Amazon Prime. And so because of that, you don't really have to do a lot of marketing versus if you're using Shopify and you have your standalone website, you have to go out and find those customers. So it's a lot easier to get traction and get customers when you are selling through Amazon's platform. That's definitely a great benefit. The second reason why Amazon could be a better option for you is because consumers, they already trust Amazon. And so we tend to see higher conversion rates on the checkout pages when people are using Amazon versus Shopify. If you say have a business and you're selling like some type of e-commerce product and you're running ads on it, well, someone lands on your Shopify site, they don't really know your site. Maybe they haven't been to it before. Amazon, it's already streamlined because the person's probably already bought a lot of things in the past. And so they can just buy with one click or just, tap a couple of buttons and Amazon already has all of their account info. So that's another great benefit to something like Amazon. The third reason why selling on Amazon can be a pretty great thing is because they do handle a certain amount of customer service versus if you're doing your own standalone Shopify store, you have to deal with all of the customers all the time. If there's a package that gets lost, it's on you to figure that out. Whereas with Amazon, they do handle a certain amount of that. They also have things like fulfillment by Amazon and some of the best supply chain in the world. So you can get your products to customers faster when you're using Amazon versus if you're just shipping out using, FedEx or UPS and having to run all the distribution yourself. Even if you are using Shopify and doing like third-party logistics, it's still Amazon's very difficult to compete with on the logistics and supply chain side of things. So those are some great reasons why I would consider using Amazon. But now let's talk about some of the reasons why I think Shopify is going to be better for a select amount of people here. First of all, you have way more control when you use Shopify. So the problem with Amazon is that, yes, you can list products and the customers are already there on the site, but you're also your hands are tied with what you can sell and then also how you can describe your products. You have a certain amount of photos you're allowed. Like there's a lot of limitations when using Amazon, but on Shopify, you can make your site exactly how you want. You can build out specific landing pages. You can have email tracking. You can do all these different things on Shopify that you cannot do on Amazon. So you have way more customization features and more control overall when you are running a Shopify business, an e-commerce business, or any type of physical product business through Shopify compared to Amazon. The second reason why I think Shopify can be a better option is because the fees can be much lower. Yes, you do have to go out and find the customers, but if you already have an existing customer base, maybe you have a large social media presence or you're running Facebook ads or really anything, the fees are going to be lower compared to Amazon. So on Amazon's platform, especially when you do FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, the fees can be anywhere from 10 to 20% or more in total when you pay Amazon and all these different fees that are involved. I'll leave a link to the fee schedule down below that Amazon has. If you look at Shopify though, you can get started for $29 per month. And actually we have a special deal for everyone watching this video here today. We can get Shopify for $1 per month for the next 3 months. so you can try it out, build your store on there for $1. It's a pretty great deal, so I'll leave a link to that down below. We also have a full free training. It's about an hour long, showing you exactly how to set up a store on Shopify, walking you through some very important things that you want to know. So if you're considering launching a Shopify store, I do recommend checking out that free training. We don't have any courses to sell you. This is literally free information. Like, we don't have a course. It's just free info for you. So I'll leave a link to that down below as well if you want to get serious about Shopify. But overall, Shopify is going to be much more attractive on the pricing route because you can get it for $29 per month, or even if you get like the higher premium plans, it's still going to be probably a lot more affordable than something like Amazon, especially when we start talking large volume. You're selling thousands and thousands of units, then it really ends up being a lot cheaper processing all of that on Shopify. Okay, the third reason why we like Shopify is because, like I said, you do have a standalone business, a storefront, and to some people that can be a downside, but to other people you can view it as an upside. So what I mean by this is that you have less competition on pricing when you use Shopify versus Amazon. So here's what I mean. If you're trying to launch a product, say it's like some dumbbells, like some workout dumbbells, right? If you try to list that on Amazon, you probably have hundreds of competitors selling something very similar, and so the pricing is super competitive, right? And what happens is that the prices go down, and it's really difficult to make large profit margins on something like Amazon unless you can literally go straight to the supplier and, you know, get this product for extremely cheap. On Shopify, you kind of isolate the buyer where they can't go and compare it to 100 different other dumbbells. They just see it on your site, and so they don't really think as much about, is this a good deal? Can I get this anywhere cheaper? They just see it on your site for a certain price. So when you isolate the buyer, this can be really effective for allowing yourself to have better pricing and overall higher profit margins from doing that. So something that I think a lot of beginners don't really think about, but I do view as quite the benefit, is having them, the consumer, not looking at all of your competition. The fourth thing that I think is really great about Shopify that definitely beats on Amazon is that they have something called point of sale features. Let's say that you run a business where you're selling like oven mitts or something that you knitted yourself, right? And you're selling them on Shopify, but you know, you can even sell these, like if you go to a flea market and get a point of sale, it's a physical device where people can just tap their credit card or tap their phone and can pay you through your Shopify store very easy. And so you can sell both in person and also online using Shopify. With Amazon, you can't really do this. You're really kind of limited to just selling on Amazon's platform. They don't have that point of sale option, and it's a pretty great thing to have, especially if you do have some like in-person sales combined with online digital sales. And the fifth reason why Shopify might be better than Amazon is because it really does have unlimited scalability. You know, there are companies that are doing hundreds of millions and billions of dollars in revenue on Shopify. There is no limit on scaling on Shopify. Now, you could say the same on Amazon, but you know, you see a lot of the big Fortune 500 companies, they're not selling their products on Amazon because Amazon just takes so much in fees. It really does get annoying for me. It's one of the reasons why we kind of scaled back on the Amazon side and realized that, you know, we're better off personally on the Shopify side. Okay, now let's talk about pricing for Amazon versus Shopify in terms of their overall fees. And so with Amazon, because it is a marketplace, they tend to charge higher fees. This is very similar to like eBay, Etsy, all these other platforms because the buyer's already there. On the low end, we have, you can pay 99 cents per item that is sold, or if you have the professional plan, it comes out to about $40 per month. If you want to be a serious Amazon seller, I would recommend doing the professional plan. So you're already at $40 a month there. Now let's look though at what they call referral fees. And this is what gets pretty expensive and can really eat into your profit margins. With every category, there's going to be a different, what they call referral fees. This is basically just, you know, for like people searching on Amazon, Amazon's taking a cut of this when they actually buy something. This is anywhere between 8 and 15% typically for a lot of these fees. Most things come out to about 15% on referral fees for Amazon. But then you have other things as well, right? You have closing fees, you have high volume listing fees, you have refund administration fees. So there are a lot of things involved here that can really add up to eat into your overall profit margins on Amazon. Now, even with doing FBA, there's going to be fees associated with that as well, where, you know, you might have to pay storage fees, especially if they're large items. So overall, just be aware that if you do Amazon, although I think it's great, there's going to be a lot of fees. Just make sure you calculate that in. And I think for Amazon sellers, you really have to make sure that you are getting your product for the cheapest amount possible because there's a lot of competition. If you don't have connections to manufacturers, it's going to be pretty difficult to really get things done and be effective, okay? Now, let's talk about Shopify pricing, which is a lot more straightforward. So Shopify, there's really 3 plans. You can get it for, if you're paying yearly, $29 per month for the basic plan. You get a lot of features on this, and I think it's actually pretty great. You can even go higher if you want to get like the advanced. But for the basic plan for $29 per month and using the special discount code below in the description, you get Shopify for $1 a month for the next 3 months. So you can build a store, try it out, see what happens. And if at the end of the 3 months you're like, this isn't going well, you can always just cancel it. But we got that special discount for you down below in the description. We also have a full hour-long free training showing you how to build a Shopify store, showing you some really important steps that you definitely don't want to miss when you're building this out. I'll leave a link to that down below as well. It's totally free. We don't have like any courses to sell you. We literally don't have a course. It's just free info that we want to share with you because we want to make sure people do this correctly and build out a store properly. So you can go ahead and check that out. But that's the pricing differences between Amazon and Shopify. Shopify tends to be a bit cheaper, especially when you get into high volume, because it's mostly just this fee. Now they do have other things as well, like they do have card processing fees and stuff that can be up to about 3% or so, but it's nowhere near the Amazon fees that they have. So I think in terms of fees, Shopify definitely wins in this category. Here is the overall conclusion that I want to give to you. If you're wondering, should you do Amazon? Should you do Shopify? Here's my recommendation to you. I think for a lot of people, doing both is going to make a lot of sense, but I don't recommend doing that right away, right off the bat. If anything, I would suggest starting off on one of the platforms, Shopify or Amazon. We have tutorials on both of those. And then once you figure that out, you understand that platform, then expand to the other platform to offer things for sale on that. But I think at the end of the day, personally, if you're trying to scale a very large brand, one of the best options really is Shopify because you do own that standalone store. And, I've seen this happen in the past. Like we used to sell so much on eBay back in like 2013 to 2016. I sold a lot and I eventually got fed up with it because eBay was pushing me around, and Amazon, I've seen them do that as well. So as much as I do like Amazon and you can make a lot of money with it, I don't want to discourage you, but I do think Shopify is kind of the end goal for a lot of e-commerce sellers. And that is my opinion there. But I do recommend doing both. You can make a lot of money on both. And here's another rule of thumb, that if you already have customers, like let's say you already have social media and you already have people who are interested in buying, you might as well sell that on Shopify so that you can avoid those high Amazon fees versus Amazon, where you do have those higher fees. If you don't have any customers yet, then yes, Amazon can be a great option. Either one works. I really do think that there's no clear winner here today on Shopify versus Amazon. It just depends on your goals for your business. But like I said, we do have tutorials on both of them. I'm very bullish on both of them. So hopefully this video was valuable to you. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comment section. I'm happy to get back to you on those. And then also don't forget to check out our Shopify free training showing you how to build out a store to get you started for $1 per month for the next 3 months. So thanks for watching the video, and I'll see everybody sometime in a future video.